Alrighty, Lumberjacks, welcome back to another Logging from Scratch episode. Last time we were playing, we were biting away at the big pile of trees that we have laying down on our new hillside that we're clearing. Now, oops, I probably should have turned left, but we're just going to go straight and left. It's because we want to do the scenic route. That's kind of what the plan is here. Look, he even used his blinker. Good for him. God, how many of the same car type are there in this town? There we go. Alrighty, so, yeah, we got to finish cutting up the couple of trees that are there, and I think we should be able to also start loading this episode, maybe clean up a few loads. Once we get rolling with the loader, it's not going to take long to clean up, so I'm kind of excited that we might be able to get her done. We'll see kind of where we're sitting when we get rolling here, and I don't know if we'll be able to finish it all in one shot here, but we'll definitely give it a shot and see how it goes. I was on the phone with Jim last night, and he was telling me everything was hunky-dory back at home. He's been watching my property with my my stuff there, and he said everything's still in good shape, so at least I don't have to worry about any vandalisms or anything fun like that, which is nice. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to park this bad boy right here, and we're just going to take another run through the hills. Our machine's still sitting here, so that's always a bonus. It shouldn't be too hard to get this stuff cleaned up once we get going, so it should be good. I was just looking at my my tally here. So we adjusted it to the 65,000 since we don't have to do anything special on this hill. So I mean, it's not going to be a big pile of dough, but it'll be enough, I think. And with the loads coming off this hill, I think we'll probably do pretty well. Hey, look, another cookie. Love them. So yeah, what I want to do is I want to get the rest of these trees kind of bucked up to a best of our ability here. So what we're going to do is give this guy a snip here. Oh, more snipping. But you know what? It's really exciting. After we do get back to Legion Hills... Oh, this one's already cut. I do have some stuff that I can now fix. I think we might be able to finish our driveway entirely. Maybe get that kind of put in. I don't know about fully graveled, but at least we can get the plowing part completed. My plan is to rent a D6 Cat and throw a blade on that sucker, and then we're just going to whip through there and try to get as much of it as we can. That's a nice tree here. So many bushes here. I don't know where I'm looking. So yeah, we'll rent the D6 Cat, throw the blade on it, give that road a good plow through, get it ready for graveling, and then I got some really fun contracts. Like I said, we're going to be renting a forwarder and doing some work on another really foresty area. It should be pretty fun. Like I said, on that one, it's nice because all the forwarding wood is already cut for us. All we got to do is go through, give it a good cleanup with a forwarder there. I'm just going to kind of buck this into random chunks here. I'd make them longer, but I don't know how much that trailer is going to hold before it starts getting in the way. Don't want the wood falling off while we're driving down the road. That's just never good. So, on the subject of topic of the day, I do know this is kind of tricky to come up with subjects, but I'm actually getting lots of good ideas. I've asked some people in the Discord to give me some lists of ideas. Again, if you guys have ideas, please throw them in the comments below. I don't care how wacky and crazy they are. I will do my best to use them as a topic. We're always looking for things to talk about, and it's easy to run out before it is to get new ideas. So today I had a question, and I think I've answered this before, but it's an ever-evolving question of what is my favorite mod. Looking at regards to what we have now, it's really hard to say if I have a favorite mod in particular. I probably have a favorite machine of every type, but I even then, my taste for what I like machine-wise changes quite consistently. But mod-wise, God, I don't know. I really like the Timber Pro. I've become kind of a Timber Pro fanboy now. I really like their stuff. And no, not just because they contacted me, but I'm not trying to upsell them. They actually are just a really good company, and the people are super nice. But their machines are cool. Like, I really like that Timber Pro, both the Widow edition and the regular, just kind of orange body edition. Very cool machines, very effective machines. I love the tilting. I love the stability. They're just excellently built. So those are probably some of my more favorite machines. And like I said, we're going to be using the forwarder, the Timber Pro forwarder, coming up on another segment while we're cleaning up another map here. So we'll get to see the true awe power of the Timber Pro stuff. I've always been a huge Tiger Cat fan. I really like Tiger Cat stuff. But to try to put it down to one mod, ooh, yeah, that's a hard call for me. Too hard. I was looking the other day, and I can't actually believe how many mods I have on the site now. It's kind of crazy. I remember back when I used to like have like 1 or 2 or 3 mods, and I was like, oh, you know what? That's lots. I was looking at it the other day, and well, including the stuff that I have that isn't released, I mean, I have probably 55, almost 60 mods now, which is crazy. To me, it's crazy. I mean, I'm creating my own game inside of a game here. Yeah, when you're punching out more content than the actual company does in DLC, then I'm feeling pretty good about myself for sure. But like I said, you can't let that stuff get to your head thinking it's the best of the best, because everything can always be better. That's what I'm always thinking as a modder. Everybody's always like, yeah, your stuff is the best. And like, I'm not going to deny the fact that my stuff is well liked by a lot of people, and it is good. But I don't want to get egotistical saying it's, oh yeah, mine's the best, there's nothing better, because I don't believe that's true. There's always something better that you don't create that somebody else has, and I'm always finding things like that, which is good, because I like to find other things that are not my own to compete with. If I have no competition, then I don't really have as much drive, to be honest. I do have a few people, I guess you would call competitors for the class of logging. But like, I don't know, I think as a creator, as a modder, you have to really relish the idea of competition. And I don't think a lot of people do. I think more people are scared of competing parties and... Oops, sorry, my mouse is screwed up here. There we go. Most people think of competing parties as, like an imminent threat and something that's going to end what you've created and da-da-da-da-da. Honestly, with how far and how long I've been doing this now for Farming Simulator, I really don't even care. I almost hope that I get somebody that's right up on par with me that I can battle with in a fun, competitive way. Just because it not only keeps me on my toes for making better stuff, it allows me to watch from a different view almost to see what people like. Because I kind of sometimes get tied up in my own head as a modder going, that's the best we could ever do. There's nothing better. There's, like, what else could I do to make this better? And then I'll see a competitor person come along and they make something very similar but with something that's a little different attached to it that I never thought of, and I go, oh, that's a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? That's great. So as much as competition can be threatening to a lot of companies, I actually really enjoy it because it inspires me to make something better than what they've made, or it gives me ideas to something I never thought of, and I go, man, I want to add that to something I've done. And I mean, that's just competition in general. If you really look at the way things roll. I mean, I always laugh looking at big companies like, everybody looks at the Androids and the iPhones, and one competitor will put out a phone with 2 ports or something on the back instead of 1. So then next year, the next competitor adds 2 ports to theirs, and then one will add a instant message system that's only for their platform. So then the other one adds another instant messaging thing that's only for their platform, right? If it wasn't for these competitors battling, it'd be more of a dictatorship of technology and consumerism, because you'd be like, oh, that's the only company that makes that, and that's the way it is, and there's nothing else to show you any different flavor of that, so that's, I guess, just what it is. That's what you're going to get. Same with car companies. Car companies is another great example of competition. So if you look at, Ford versus Dodge versus Chevy, or, GMC, all of them are constantly adding features that probably none of them really want to add. I'm sure as a company, you would rather build one product and say, that's our product, as opposed to every single year changing it to be better than your competitor. But you guys as consumers, and me, myself as a consumer, anytime a company has honest-to-God competition fighting with them, it makes them up their game constantly. And I am so happy that's a thing, because if it wasn't, my mods would have stopped being, and comparing it to me, my mods would have stopped developing a long time ago. My first cartoony, crappy-looking machines that you saw at the beginning, and the functionality being okay but not great, would have stayed that way because there would have been nothing to compare it to. I wouldn't have had anybody to make something nicer, so that I'd always have to constantly keep upping my game, right? So yeah, I know that's a little a ranty off the topic of actually what's my favorite mod, but I think it's a good subject to talk about, and I really do believe it's a positive subject to talk about. I know not everybody feels that way. I have some people who attempted to compete with me in the past that, turned it more into a, not really a competition, but more of like a slur campaign. I've had some particular people that, instead of actually competing on a fairground and just saying, wow, that's way better, they would prefer to just slur your product, I guess, or say bad things about your stuff as opposed to just making their stuff better, That's a bad mindset to have, let me tell you. But I can understand that. I was like that early on, too. A lot more so, I'd say, early on. Or instead of being like, oh, hey, I should really improve my style to be better than that person, I was more like, oh, well, that person just sucks because they don't know what they're doing. When I was more probably afraid to just admit, hey, you know what, that guy's actually doing a way better job than me, but now I have to do a better job than him, and it's a lot of work, and I don't want to. Before I guess that's just all part of growing up in life, right? But before I really noticed what it was about competition that was really a bonus for me, I didn't see the good in it. I only saw the imminent fear of something, taking you out is basically the thought, right? Imagine it's the same thing. Like, I work for a telecom company, so we are constantly always watching out for the bigger companies that are coming along to wipe us out, being a smaller one. So you always got to keep being competitive. You got to be on your toes. You got to be better than the best so that you don't get your customers basically jumping ship to the competitor, right? So if you don't keep that healthy mindset of, yes, they are bigger than us, yes, they have more people, yes, they have whatever, you just got to roll with the punches and be better in a way that's productive, It's taken me a really, really long time to realize that that's the best way to do things, but it is 100% true. Yeah. And again, with competition, it still is a battle. Like, don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean, embrace your competitors, become best friends. Like, could you imagine if you saw Apple, the company, join up with, like, maybe, I don't know, some Android Samsung company or something and say, hey, we're actually going to be best friends now, and there is no more competition. It's the worst thing that can happen for you as a consumer, because now those companies are no longer competing. They're going to monopolize on their product and just screw you over, and you being the customer, right? So you have to have a healthy competition, and you have to still, as much as I would love everybody to be friends with everybody, you still have to have a general kind of enemy type competitive behavior. Or else it's no fun. You gotta have a little bit of fun. And again, that doesn't mean, like, knocking the living crap out of your enemies by saying bad things about them. It just means you need to look at things in a more, I would say, productive productive way for your own company in competition with theirs. It's definitely an interesting subject, competition, but it's something you gotta realize is there as a company, and you either fight it and say, you know, I'm gonna do everything I can to wipe this out, or you can embrace it and just be better than the others. That's the trick. Now, whatever your mindset mentality is at is what will determine your success, but or you just get so many years into it that you don't really care, and you go, you know what, whatever. I'm going to do it my way, and if they don't like it, that's the way it goes. That sometimes is the mindset you end up having. Is there a tree up there? No. So we got this one, and then one up on the top left there. Well, we'll definitely have enough time to get one more load out here. Or one first load out here. And then, yeah, we might run a little bit late on this one, but I kind of want to get at least a half decent full load, and then I'll pile this, or I'll park this loader by the pile over there. Oh, this is going to get interesting. Because these pieces are so obscurely shaped, it might be a little tricky getting them to stay on this trailer. I'm going to have to do them one at a time. Very obscurely shaped pieces. Not just like loading up a trailer, unfortunately. Oops. That was interesting. Some of these pieces, physics are not on par here. So it might be a little trickier. We'll lock that one. Stop rolling away. We're not parked on a nice level loading ground here either, so we're going to get what we get. There we go. Like I said, we should be able to make a little bit of money off this stuff at least, though. I want that piece. Don't really care about the scraps, but I want these ones. Oh, these are kind of like, I guess these would be scraps in the grand scheme of things. So let's put this one right here. Do we want this long, weird-looking piece? Sure, why not? We'll give it a shot. And I want this one. I'm just sorting them so I know where my pile is. I don't have to keep going back and forth here. Yeah, I'll take that one. I got to clean some limbs off of it. So yeah, after that big long rant, I don't have a favorite mod. But some of them get me triggered to go down other roads to talk about, which is always a fun time. Well, maybe not always, but sometimes it's a fun time. Relish competition, my friends. You want to be better than your competitor? Embrace what they've created and either be better and salute it, or be worse and just do your own thing. Either way, though, you gotta keep rolling, man. Let's just lock that like that. It's not the most beautiful load, but I think we'll be able to make it work. All right, see if I can score a good picture here. Jump shot. Whatcha? I'm always terrible forgetting to take pictures for my thumbnails, so here we'll go like this one too, just to get some drama in there. Well, thank the Lord we can't lock these to our lock the machines to our trailers anymore, because that was always a problem. Parking too close. Oh, I think I missed a tree. I see one there. Okay, I'm just going to park this machine up next to the next spot. And I'm hoping next episode, after we drop this off, we should be able to get the rest of it done. So let's just go whip up there and drop this load off real quick. If I can remember how to get there. And then, yeah, when we come back to the next one, I would like to try to get all the wood out. I'm hoping. But we'll see how it goes. What we could do is I could probably borrow that truck and throw a load on there too, just to be really weird. If we really want to try something different. I'll probably have to rent it though. But like, what's a rental fee for that thing to drive it that far? Like what, $500? Woohoo! Talking a big game now with all my money, but oh jeez. My hitch always, I think it's just because my truck is so much higher and the center of gravity on that hitch is a lot lower. It feels like when it's loaded up, my front end kind of lifts up off the ground a bit, which gives me a little bit of kind of a floaty feeling, which is fine. You just got to balance it a little bit better. I'm just trying to see while we drive here. Yeah, so it's kind of like weight loaded to that hitch. So anytime I hit like an incline of any kind, we're going to cheat and kind of go off-road. It kind of causes it. I'm trying to get to do it so I can show you. Well, whatever. You get the point. Too much weight onto one little point. Oh, are we going to be able to not hit these cars? Oh, that's good. Took out that sign, though. Send me the bill. I don't care. Oh, and here's the mill already. Perfect. And we're going to go off-road. Play chicken with this guy. There we go. We're safe. We're safe. Nobody died. It's okay. Where's my mill point here? Where's my sell point? That's actually quite a bit of wood. I think we'll get quite a bit. It's heavy pieces, too. So let's see how much cash cowing we can get off this one. All right, guys. What do you think? What do you think? What's the number going to be? Let's find out. Oh, I gotta move this thing so I can actually see the number. Ooh, 13K. Ooh, that's not so bad. Oh, we gotta take our $2,000 off here. I think I forgot to last time. 5. Okay, so let's just go like this because that would be accurate. 130. Okay, perfect. So let's go bring this guy back home, and then maybe in the next one we will rent that truck that's there and use that instead of this trailer. That'd probably be more effective. I'm going to sneak down this cliff here. Because then we should be able to get that all done in one shot. Otherwise, we'll be spending pretty much the whole episode trying to get that wood out. Let's see here. Yeah, and then hopefully if we have enough time to do all that, we might just do like a super long episode on the next one. And I'll get the rest of those trees cleaned up, get our cash, and we can just get right out of here. And I don't know where I'm going. I think I need to take a left here, right? Left here, right? Then straight up. Yep, there it is. My God, we're starting to remember. We're just getting used to this place just in time to leave. That's usually how it goes. See if we can actually learn how to park here. Bring it up, drop it off, party. All right, we did it. All right, guys, so that's it for this one. When we come back, like I said, I'm actually gonna detach this right now because I'll forget. So we're gonna leave this truck or this trailer here. We're gonna use that big heavy truck. We'll drive out there and we'll use that to do one big load out to the mill. Hopefully, get all that cleaned up and we should be good to go. So yeah, if you guys liked the episode, leave a like, leave a comment. Do not forget to subscribe, and if you're in the bush, don't forget to hug a tree. All right, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.